7 cancer-fighting fruits that kill tumor cells, heal your gut, and lower inflammation. Did you know that nearly half of all people today will face cancer at some point in their lives? Right now, over 18 million Americans are already living with a diagnosis, and that number grows every year. And no, it's not just genetics. It's our environment, our food, and what we're being exposed to every single day. From the processed meals on your plate to the invisible chemicals in your air, the risk is everywhere. We're eating endocrine-disrupting additives. We're drinking artificial dyes banned in other countries. And the worst part? Most of us are consuming it like it's normal. But here's the truth. Your body is not defenseless. Because inside certain fruits, yes, even the ones you probably walk past every week at the grocery store, are powerful, natural compounds with extraordinary abilities. They can trigger cancer cell death, cut off a tumor's blood supply, strengthen your immune system, and protect your DNA from mutating in the first place. Stick around until the end, because we're not just talking about fruit. In this video, you'll also learn 5 little-known lifestyle strategies that work hand-in-hand with these cancer-fighting foods to amplify their effect. Welcome to Holistic Habits, a channel dedicated to giving you the truth about your health, backed by science and made simple. If you're ready to protect your body naturally and take control of your well-being, you're in the right place. Number 1, grapefruit, the bitter defender with a catch. It looks harmless. But this citrus powerhouse comes with a warning label. Grapefruit has long been hailed as a weight loss fruit. But beneath the surface, it holds some impressive cancer-fighting potential. Rich in naringenin, limonoids, and lycopene, this fruit has shown the ability to stop tumor cells from multiplying, block angiogenesis. That's how tumors grow their own blood supply, and even trigger cancer cell suicide. One study published in Cells, 2020, found that naringenin significantly inhibited breast and liver cancer cells in vitro by disrupting key cancer signaling pathways and activating detox enzymes that clear carcinogens from the body. But here's where it gets complicated. That same fruit, loaded with protective compounds, can also dangerously interfere with over 85 prescription drugs. Grapefruit blocks an enzyme in your gut, CYP3A4, responsible for breaking down medications, which can lead to a 10 times increase in blood drug levels for some people. That's why doctors call it the pharmacological landmine. And yet, if you're not on any of those meds, grapefruit could be a stealthy ally. Its lycopene content rivals that of tomatoes, making it a serious contender for prostate and skin cancer prevention. Plus, its bitterness isn't a flaw. It's a signal of powerful bioactive compounds designed by nature to defend your cells. So what do? If you're medication-free, especially in the morning when digestion is primed, a half grapefruit a few times a week might be a powerful way to reinforce your defenses. But if you're on prescriptions, stay tuned, because the next fruits bring even greater protection with none of the risk. Number 2, kiwi, the zesty DNA defender most people ignore. It's easy to walk past kiwi in the grocery store. Small, fuzzy, not exactly the flashiest fruit in the lineup. But that's a huge mistake, because this underrated powerhouse might just be one of the most effective cancer-fighting foods you're not eating. Kiwi's reputation starts with its vitamin C punch. Just one green kiwi covers your entire daily requirement. But that's only scratching the surface. What really sets it apart is what it does deep inside your body. In a human study published in Nutrition and Cancer, people who drank a kiwi blend saw a dramatic reduction in DNA damage that can lead to cancer mutations. And here's the twist. Kiwi beat vitamin C alone. The study showed that kiwi's unique combo of antioxidants, fiber, and enzymes actually enhance the body's own DNA repair capacity. Not many fruits can claim that. But the magic doesn't stop with your DNA. Kiwi also feeds your gut, the epicenter of your immune system. Its special enzyme, actinidin, helps digest proteins, while its soluble fiber fuels beneficial bacteria like lactobacillus. And when these bacteria ferment that fiber, they produce butyrate, a compound that's been shown to reduce inflammation and protect colon cells from turning cancerous. In other words, kiwi's not just helping your cells, it's transforming your internal ecosystem into an environment cancer hates. it may look like just another fruit. But kiwi is a microscopic warrior, one that protects, repairs, and reprograms your biology to fight cancer before it takes hold. And now, we move from the fuzzy underdog to a fruit with one of the highest antioxidant scores in the world, and a secret compound that may supercharge chemotherapy. Number 3, blueberries, tiny berries, huge defense. They look innocent, bite-sized, sweet. But don't be fooled. Blueberries are biochemical snipers loaded with weapons that target cancer at the cellular level. Their rich blue color comes from anthocyanins, natural pigments that aren't just pretty, they're potent. In one 2023 lab study, anthocyanins from blueberries were shown to halt the growth of multiple cancer types: breast, lung, liver, even cervical, by triggering DNA damage inside cancer cells and forcing them to self-destruct. Even more impressive? When combined with chemotherapy drugs like doxorubicin, blueberry extracts made the drugs more effective, hitting tumors harder while sparing healthy cells. But this fruit doesn't just fight disease. It protects you from it ever forming. Blueberries shield your DNA from oxidative stress, a leading trigger for cellular mutations. In a clinical study, people who ate a cup of blueberries daily had significantly less DNA damage in their blood cells compared to those who didn't. That's a level of protection you can actually measure. And it gets better. Blueberries also contain pterostilbene, a cousin of resveratrol, which alters gene expression and slows down cancer cell reproduction. This fruit isn't just food, it's molecular-level armor. Experts across the board, from oncologists to nutrition researchers, recommend blueberries as one of the top anti-cancer fruits. And the best part? You don't need a lab or a supplement. Just a handful a day can start shifting your biology toward protection. Coming up next is a fruit you've definitely seen before, but probably had no idea it could cut off a tumor's blood supply. Number 4, apples. The most underrated shield in your grocery cart. They sit quietly in the produce aisle. Cheap, common, unassuming. But apples, especially with the skin on, are one of the most overlooked cancer-fighting foods in modern nutrition. Let's start with what's hidden in the peel. Quercetin, catechins, chlorogenic acid, and ursolic acid. These aren't just fancy names. They're molecular assassins with a mission: to block tumor growth, neutralize inflammation, and protect your DNA from mutating. In fact, studies show quercetin can trigger apoptosis or self-destruction in cancer cells, especially in the lungs, colon, and prostate. But the real secret might be pectin. This soluble fiber isn't just good for digestion. It gets fermented by your gut microbes into short-chain fatty acids like butyrate, compounds that literally nourish the cells lining your colon and lower inflammation, two things critical for keeping cancer at bay. That's why apple intake is consistently linked to lower risk of colorectal cancer in multiple population studies. One 2025 meta-analysis found that people who regularly ate apples had lower risk of multiple cancers, not just one. Lab research even found apple juice increased the resistance of human DNA to damage from free radicals. This is real, measurable cellular defense from a fruit that costs less than $1. Nutritionists say it best: apples work because of synergy. The fiber, the polyphenols, the peel, it's a team effort. And skipping the skin? That's like buying armor and leaving the chest plate at home. Don't underestimate this everyday fruit, because next up is one that goes beyond antioxidants. It fights cancer on 3 levels, including the ability to starve tumors from the inside out. Number 5, grapes, nature's chemotherapy without the side effects. Most people think of grapes as a light snack or something you turn into wine. But these tiny spheres, especially the dark red and purple ones, are loaded with some of the most potent anti-cancer compounds in nature. At the center of it all is resveratrol, a polyphenol that's been shown in lab studies to block every stage of cancer development: initiation, promotion, and progression. And it doesn't stop there. Grapes also contain proanthocyanidins from their seeds and quercetin from their skins, compounds that work together to suppress DNA damage, inhibit cancer cell growth, and even make cancer cells more sensitive to treatment. In one striking study, researchers at Penn State discovered that when grape skin and grape seed extracts were combined, They effectively killed colon cancer stem cells in mice, without harming normal cells. That's an important detail. While chemotherapy often damages healthy tissue, these compounds seem to selectively target the bad guys. Now, you'd have to eat a lot of grapes to get a therapeutic dose of resveratrol, but that's not the point. Consistent intake of these fruits as part of a polyphenol-rich diet stacks the odds in your favor. Experts from the American Institute for Cancer Research even include grapes in their official list of foods that fight cancer. Not for just one mechanism, but because of how they work synergistically with your body to regulate inflammation, protect DNA, and block dangerous cell mutations before they take root. And the best part? They're sweet enough to replace ultra-processed snacks, which are linked to higher cancer risk. So the next time you reach for a treat, consider grabbing a handful of grapes instead. You won't just be satisfying your sweet tooth, you'll be feeding your cells the kind of protection they actually need. And speaking of sweet, but powerful, the next fruit doesn't just help your digestion. It may actually help protect your DNA. Number 6, watermelon, the juicy shield that fights more than thirst. Watermelon might seem like just a sugary summer treat, but beneath its refreshing sweetness lies one of the most powerful anti-cancer nutrients ever studied, lycopene. In fact, watermelon has more lycopene per serving than raw tomatoes. And lycopene isn't just an antioxidant, it's a cellular bodyguard. Studies show it can reduce the risk of prostate, breast, lung, and even skin cancers by neutralizing free radicals before they mutate your DNA. But here's where it gets interesting. Watermelon's benefit doesn't stop with antioxidants. It also contains citrulline, an amino acid that supports nitric oxide production. That's important because nitric oxide helps dilate blood vessels, improving circulation and supporting immune surveillance, your body's natural defense against rogue, cancerous cells. One study even showed that watermelon juice boosted blood levels of both lycopene and arginine, giving your body a dual weapon against oxidative damage and inflammation. And while many fruits are hydrating, watermelon is over 90% water, making it a natural detoxifier. Hydration plays a surprisingly overlooked role in cancer prevention. Proper fluid intake helps flush potential carcinogens from the kidneys and bladder, and keeps waste moving efficiently through the colon, reducing toxin buildup. In fact, research from the New England Journal of Medicine found that men who drank the most fluids had a 49% lower risk of bladder cancer than those who drank the least. So that slice of watermelon on your plate, it's not just refreshing. It's a hydration-powered, lycopene-rich cancer shield disguised as dessert. And next, we reach the final fruit. One that's often misunderstood, sometimes avoided, but maybe the most powerful cancer-fighting food of them all. Number 7, pomegranate. The ancient fruit that starves tumors and shields your DNA from cancer. And finally, we arrive at one of the most underrated yet most potent cancer-fighting fruits on the planet, pomegranate. Behind its ruby red jewels lies an arsenal of bioactive compounds that do far more than just boost your antioxidants. Studies show that pomegranate polyphenols, especially punicalagins, can slow the growth of prostate, breast, and colon cancer cells. In lab models, pomegranate extract has been found to disrupt tumor growth at nearly every stage, from suppressing inflammation and blocking angiogenesis to directly inducing cancer cell apoptosis. But it's not just theory. In one clinical trial, men with prostate cancer who consumed pomegranate juice daily saw their PSA doubling time, a key marker of cancer progression, slow by nearly 4 times. Another study found that compounds in pomegranate could inhibit aromatase, the enzyme that fuels estrogen-related cancers like breast cancer. And its anti-inflammatory power? Off the charts. Just 8 ounces of pomegranate juice a day significantly reduced inflammatory markers in human subjects within weeks. Even more compelling, pomegranates target the entire tumor environment, not just the cancer cells. It modulates immune activity, disrupts blood supply to tumors, and may even enhance the effectiveness of chemotherapy drugs. All that in a fruit you can scoop from a bowl or sip as juice. But before you run off to stock up on fruit, don't go anywhere, because we're not just talking about food. Up next are 5 powerful lifestyle strategies that work hand in hand with these fruits to amplify their effect. And most people overlook them completely. Stick around, because these final tips could be the missing link in your cancer defense system. Now, eating these 7 fruits is powerful, but if you really want to amplify their cancer-fighting potential, these 5 lifestyle strategies can take it to the next level. First, intermittent fasting. Studies show that even a simple 13-hour overnight fast can lower cancer recurrence by over 30%. It gives your cells time to clean house, destroy damaged DNA, and starve off disease-promoting inflammation. Second, gut health. Soluble fiber from fruits like apples feeds your microbiome, which then produces short-chain fatty acids like butyrate. These compounds literally protect your colon cells from turning cancerous. Third, hydration. Research shows that staying well hydrated can slash your risk of bladder cancer by nearly 50%. It's not just about drinking more. It's about flushing toxins before they sit long enough to do harm. Fourth, targeted nutrition enhancers like krill oil and organ meats. Rich in omega-3s, vitamin A and B12, they strengthen immune response, reduce oxidative stress, and support the DNA repair mechanisms that keep cancer mutations in check. And fifth, sunlight and sleep rhythm. Daily morning sun boosts vitamin D and resets your melatonin cycle. And melatonin, it's not just for sleep. It's been shown to inhibit tumor growth and enhance immune surveillance at night. When combined, these 5 habits work synergistically with every fruit we've covered, creating a body environment where cancer has no place to thrive. And that's how you go from prevention to protection. Every day you're exposed to cancer-promoting triggers, through food, air, even light. But now you've seen the other side. 7 powerful fruits and 5 simple lifestyle habits that don't just protect your body. They train it to fight back. Small, smart choices add up. And if you're serious about using intermittent fasting to lower inflammation, balance hormones, and boost your defenses, grab the free 5-step starter guide in the description. It's science-backed, created by real coaches, easy to follow, and designed to help you start fast and stay consistent. Share this with someone you love, and subscribe to Holistic Habits for more health strategies that actually work. Now tell us, which fruit or habit are you starting with? Or is there another you've used that really works for you? Drop a comment. We'd love to learn from your experience. Thank you for watching.